Alright, welcome back, Math 10-3. Today's lesson is basically the last section of Chapter 5, which we learn about capacity, volume, and mass. Now, one of our last unit conversion, which is quite unique, it's temperature. Now, temperature does not necessarily have a metric system or imperial system. When it comes to temperature, there are two different types. Basically, US use this a lot, which I'm gonna put number 1, and then rest of the world use the others. Both of them was actually named by the scientists, Gabriel Daniel Fahrenheit. Oops, it's not GH. Fahrenheit. There you go. Fahrenheit use degree symbol and F followed by, and the country that it used basically is US. And number 2, Anders Celsius. And Celsius is degree sign followed by C. And consider that as metric unit-ish. Rest of the world use degrees Celsius. When it comes to time period, you don't have to memorize. Fahrenheit was discovered first. The reason being is because the scientist, Gabriel Daniel Fahrenheit, basically is the person who invented mercury thermometer. And back in those time, thermometer used mercury, and I don't know whether nowadays you can find the thermometer with mercury anymore, but just because mercury is toxic and it can stay inside of any type of animal for a long time, it doesn't get recycled, so many of a different reason. And now we use red pigment having alcohol based thermometer, like what you see in any type. I mean, to be fair, nowadays people use digital, but before digital, you do know what red liquid that is inside of the thermometer. So in any case, Fahrenheit was discovered first, the relationship between temperature, and then we use it. And after that, 1742, Anderson Celsius basically suggested different type. And like I said, we use this Celsius more. Unlike the previous type of a unit conversion, when it comes to temperature, you need to understand one thing. We use formulas. This is also given to you at the back of your workbook. It is available. In fact, it's located at the very bottom. So I'm going to write down the formula first of all. F is equal to 9 over 5 C plus 32. This is your formula that is on your formula sheet, the very back page of your workbook, or you can actually find it from page 148 over here too. As you may notice, F basically represent any type of answer in Fahrenheit, and C is any type of degree Celsius. So those relationship is what you need to be careful. Now, what does that mean? That means we are using formulas to identify what is what. And we need to also know how to rearrange the formula. Even though the textbook the workbook also give you the formula in terms of degree Celsius perspective, as C is equal to 5 over 9 Fm minus 32, we should know how to go back and forth. So I'm gonna go a little bit of a algebraic isolation skill today. This is one of the reasons why this temperature unit conversion was not covered with previous video. Now, let's get this started. I'm going to use example number 1. Elise is training to become a chef. A recipe of tortilla says to bake it at Celsius 190 degrees Celsius. Oops, sorry, I put 19 as a mistake. 190 degree. How can this become Fahrenheit? Now, first thing first, formula is directly given, so I'm gonna use this formula to you. Write down F is equal to 9 over 5. You may notice that I'm putting bracket. I highly encourage you to do the same thing because it's multiplication times by 190. Feel free putting the bracket and plus 32. The reason that I'm separating this is because technically 9 over 5, this is my fraction. That means this is like a little ratio. And the value that is substituting in is always have to be degrees Celsius, and the symbol between should be multiplication. And 32 is basically addition. So we always need to do, remember bad math, multiplication first and addition followed by. So if you have a fancy calculator like Texas Instrument like this example over here, your life will be easy because what you need to do is bracket open 9 over 5, 9 over 5, bracket close, multiply by 190, and then after that you can add 32. So long story short, your answer becomes 374. And the answer becomes Fahrenheit. Fortunately, it is very simple since I don't need to adjust the formula. Now, next question will be a little bit different. Next question over here. This is now page 149. And I have example number 2 over here. And example number 2 involve this scenario. Owen, an assistant at a library, learned that the highest temperature in Calgary, so Calgary's value is given, the temperature is 36.1 degrees Celsius on July 25, 1933. The lowest temperature, gonna put temperature prime because it's different unit. Oh, sorry, it's the same unit but different type of a temperature. Negative 47.9 degrees Celsius. That is, negative 47.9 Fahrenheit, which is on January 31, 1893. What is the difference between those temperature? And we need to round it up to 1 decimal place. So here's what we're going to do. This time, we are going to change the formula. But like I mentioned, even though the formula may be given, this is a math course. I'm going to go through how to isolate a formula using manipulation of variable. So we have this formula given. F is equal to 9 over 5 times C plus 32. Here's what you need to do. As you may notice, there is adding going on. Do an opposite operation first. So adding, opposite of adding, is basically subtracting of the number. But, can you see this equal sign? That means I have to do the same type of operation on left side and right side. So, do the same thing. Minus 32 on both sides. Then these two will cancel out. And what you will have is, in fact, F minus 32 is equal to 9 over 5C. That's what we have. At this point, here's what you need to do. 9 over 5 and C can actually combine together. 9 times C divided by 5. It is equivalent stuff, which means I need to get rid of this variable, this number 5 that is located at denominator. And 9c over 5 means 9c divided by 5. Opposite of division is multiplication. Then these guys will cancel each other. Thus, you will have 9c that is equal to f minus 32. This is a common mistake. Some people just put 5f. But remember, these should be bestowed equally. So 5 goes outside of the bracket. And f minus 32 is what's happening. Same thing, 9c. That means it's multiplication. Divided by 9. Divided by 9. So c is equal to 5 over 9 f minus 32. That's what's happening. And that is what you shall see on a previous page over here. 5 over 9 and f minus 32 are inside of the bracket. Now, once you have it, let's punch those numbers in. C is equal to 5 over 9, bracket open, negative 47.9 was my Fahrenheit temperature, the coldest one, minus 32. So, do one at a time. 5 over 9, bracket open, negative 47.9. Oops. Negative 47.9 minus 32. Give me negative 79.9. And you just need to multiply by 5 divided by 9. So I have negative 44.4. Because the question is asking you to round it up to nearest tenth. And that's degrees Celsius. So now, it's not fully done. It's almost done. Because the temperature difference is what the question is asking. So my highest temperature was 36.1 degrees Celsius minus 44.4 degrees Celsius. Give me basically addition of those. Because minus and minus turning into adding. 44.4 plus 36.1 gives me 80.5. And I believe when it comes to this is fun fact situation, the question give you that lowest temperature in Calgary was 44.4, but I believe 2019 December, if you guys remember, just last year, I believe the lowest temperature was negative 50 almost, and that was Edmonton. And it happened to be one of the coldest temperature that the Earth could have gotten. And yeah, global warming and so on. Sorry about the side tracking over here, but that is everything. Your to-do list is basically finishing up the temperature questions. It is available on page 149 all the way to page, I believe, 151. I want you to work on that.